All right. After Bengal top minister Partha Chatterjee, ED has now arrested his aide Arpita Mukherjee in the Bengal SSC recruitment scam. Republic, in fact, has access to exclusive details on the scam. Sources telling us jewelry worth rupees 77 lakhs recovered from Arpita's residence, and the cash recovery value likely to go up as counting of the seized cash still going on. And Arpita, of course, as I said, is already under arrest. Let's go to Priyanka, who's reporting live from Kolkata. Priyanka, please tell us what's happening on the ground. This is a big embarrassment for Mamata Banerjee, and her troubles on corruption likely to compound further.
Well, absolutely, Abhishek, because we have seen the kind of developments that are coming to light since yesterday, the kind of raids that had been going on by the Enforcement Directorate at the residence of Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee as well. And we had been seeing the kind of heaps of cash that had been also seized by the Enforcement Directorate. When it comes to the investigation also that is being carried out, right now we are showing you the visuals of the court where Partha Chatterjee in fact is being produced, and Enforcement Directorate is also putting forth the legal arguments that are to be put forth before the court of law to get remand of Partha Chatterjee as well. And in those legal arguments, they are also talking about the kind of documentary evidences that have been seized by the Enforcement Directorate and the raids that had been going on at the residences and offices since yesterday. And as you rightly pointed out, the amount of cash that had been seized as of now stands at 20 crore, but it is expected to go up as well. And those points are being mentioned in the court right now as we speak to get remand of Partha Chatterjee. Of course, Abhishek, we had been learning that the Enforcement Direct had wanted a transit remand of Partha Chatterjee, but of course we will have to wait and watch as to what kind of a remand that the Enforcement Directorate will be getting of Partha Chatterjee. But the point still remains, Abhishek, that the investigation is going even deeper by the investigating authorities who are looking into the entire link of the SSC scandal that had come to light, and the kind of West Bengal political machinery that had been involved in this entire scandal as well, including the likes of Partha Chatterjee, including Arpita Banerjee as well, who in fact had been taken into custody, and from her residence is where the mobile phones had also been seized. So all of that is also a part of the digital document, digital evidences as well that the Enforcement Directorate will be scrutinizing to understand further as to how the investigation will be going on, because the documents as well that have been seized, as you had been pointing out just a few minutes back, the details of which we have exclusively accessed. There are fake admit cards as well that have been seized. There is jewelry worth about 77 lakhs that has been seized. And of course, those admit cards and fake documents as well are going to be a crucial piece of evidence when it comes to unearthing the entire SSC scandal as well, in which Partha Chatterjee is in fact at the epicenter of this entire investigation. And that is why we are seeing that the Enforcement Directorate putting forth those legal arguments, claiming that they need Partha Chatterjee in their custody because he needs to be confronted with the documentary evidences that have been seized by the Enforcement Directorate yesterday and today as well. And they're also saying that they might be also confronting Partha Chatterjee and Arpita as well, since they have been known to be working in cahoots in the entire SSC scandal as well. And apart from that, Abhishek, the cash that had been seized from the residences of the duo as well, it is being called as the proceeds from the SSC scandal as well from the authorities. So now we will have to wait and watch as to the kind of links of evidences that are coming to light by the Enforcement Directorate as they are investigating further into this entire nexus that had been at play inside of the West Bengal government machinery itself. So more and more names as well that we are being told are coming to light, because there are several TMC other leaders as well that had been involved in this entire SSC scandal, and that is why it is crucial that the Enforcement Directorate claims that they need Partha Chatterjee in their custody so that he can be confronted with the documents, so that he can be confronted with the names as well that are coming to light who had been in cahoots with Partha Chatterjee and likely Arpita as well while carrying out the siphoning of the funds, the misappropriation of the funds, and also during the entire recruitment scandal of the teachers that had come to light inside of the West Bengal government. Abhishek.
Well, Priyanka, in fact, let's listen into one soundbite on the story and then come back, because what is important is that this is just the beginning. Arpita's arrest might lead to arrest of more aides of the Bengal minister. As I said, trouble mounting for Mamata. It's a PR disaster. But let's listen into a soundbite on this story and then come back.
Mr. Chatterjee, Directorate, what's the charges against him? Mr. Chatterjee! Mr. Chatterjee, would you like to respond? Mr. Chatterjee! And obviously, we are tracking Partha Chatterjee, who had been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate, and his close aide, Arpita, is being detained by the Enforcement Directorate.
Are you being allowed to call? You are not being allowed to call. How is your health? Partha, how is your health? आपका स्वास्थ्य कैसा है?
Have you made any admission, sir? Could you speak to the Chief Minister? Could you speak to the Chief Minister? Could you speak to the Chief Minister? Okay. Have you made any admission? Have you made any admission, sir? Have you made any admission? Do you know Arpita Mukherjee? Sir, do you know Arpita Mukherjee?
Obviously, Partha Chatterjee won't want to respond to those tough questions on his involvement in the recruitment scam. Remember, viewers, this is about teachers, and if teachers have to pay this kind of corruption money, what happens to the quality of education and the future of these teachers would be teaching? I'm not casting aspersions on the merits of the teachers, but then the fact that they have to pay money, what do they do with their careers? Priyanka, if I could come back to you. Partha Chatterjee is just the beginning. Arpita Mukherjee has been arrested. What about the present education minister? Was he aware of these facts? Also, Manik Bhattacharya, ex-president of the West Bengal Board of Primary Education. Please tell us what other names you are hearing that could be under the ED scanner in connection with this huge scam now.
Well, Abhishek, one after the other, already there are several names that have been coming to light when it comes to the investigation by the Enforcement Directorate that is being carried out. And some of the names are, in fact, high-profile names of the TMC leadership as well. There is one TMC MLA as well that has been named. In fact, I have the list of the names as well that are under the purview of the investigation. And, of course, they are likely to be called as well by the Enforcement Directorate down the line when it comes to the investigation that will go deeper. Let's pan our cameras because this is the court where, in fact, Partha Chatterjee has been produced as of now, and the legal arguments are being carried out. But as per the names and the nexus that is being unraveled by the Enforcement Directorate, there are several names, as you rightly pointed out. Manik Bhattacharya, in fact, who was being named in the very beginning as well of this entire scandal, even when the Calcutta High Court had given the directive to carry out the investigation into this entire matter. And then, of course, Kalyanmai Bhattacharya as well is another name that has come to light, who is the son-in-law of Partha Bhattacharya, and Dr. S.P. Sinha, an advisor of the West Bengal Central School Service Commission as well, that have come to light. And there are several other names that are related to the Secondary Education Board of West Bengal, and there are Education Department. There are several names that have come to light with respect to who had been involved in this entire SSC scandal as well. Soumitra Sarkar, the ex-president of the West Bengal Central School Service Commission as well, that the name that has come to light. So now all of these people, in fact, will be investigated by the Enforcement Directorate. They will be looking into the larger nexus at play, Abhishek, because this is not just about Partha Chatterjee.
Right,
this is not just about Arpita as well, who had been working in cahoots with this entire SSC scandal, misappropriation of fund, and as you rightly pointed out, also how teachers had to pay money for that recruitment as well. So all of those details are stumbling out now as the Enforcement Directorate is on the ground carrying out this investigation and also getting more and more evidences in terms of documents and also the phones that have been seized, the digital evidences that have been seized. So all of that, all of those information, in fact, is being put into perspective, and the ED is going to seek remand further of Partha Chatterjee and Arpita as well, so that they can be confronted, so that they can be interrogated. And the names that we have mentioned as of now, they might also be under the purview of the investigation. They might also be called by the Enforcement Directorate so that they can be questioned as far as their roles are concerned in the entire SSC scandal that had come to light. But of course, as of now, trouble, as we had been talking talking about Abhishek mounting for Partha Chatterjee, and who is in fact at the epicenter of this entire investigation by the Enforcement Directorate.
All right, let's listen to Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who spoke on the issue earlier in the day.
देखिए, ये तो अब काफ़ी स्पष्ट रूप से बाहर आ गया है कि ये जो लोग हैं जो ईडी और सीबीआई के अगेंस्ट में ज़्यादा बोलते हैं और बहुत ज़्यादा बोलते हैं कि ये करते हैं, पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड हैं, वो इसीलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उनको छुपाने के लिए बहुत कुछ है। और कल जो ईडी के रेड में पकड़ा गया 21 करोड़ का पैसा, 21 करोड़ का पैसा, लोगों का पैसा, मेहनत का पैसा जो लूट कर किसी के घर में स्टोर किया गया था, इससे तो स्पष्ट साबित है कि ये जो लोग बहुत ज़्यादा ईडी और सीबीआई के अगेंस्ट में बोल रहे हैं और जब भी कुछ
पे मिला तो आप कल्पना कीजिए कितना बड़ा घोटाला होगा। ममता बनर्जी जी भ्रष्टाचार के रिकॉर्ड तोड़ रहे हैं। ममता बनर्जी और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी में होड़ लगी है कि कौन ज़्यादा करप्शन करता है। केजरीवाल जी ने डिपार्टमेंट कोई नहीं रखा, लेकिन बाकी मंत्रियों को डिपार्टमेंट देकर पूरी खुली छूट दे रखी है लूट करने की। मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने भ्रष्टाचार जो किया है, जो शराब की कंपनियों को जिस तरह से खुली छूट दी गई, 144 करोड़ रुपए वापस किया गया, ये अपने आप में दिखाता है पंजाब चुनाव से पहले कितना बड़ा घोटाला आम आदमी पार्टी ने किया और उस पर पर्दा डालने का काम किसी और ने नहीं, स्वयं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने किया है। जो पहले भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ कभी बात करते थे, राजनीति में आकर खुद भ्रष्टाचार में इतना डूब गए हैं।